everybody, it's Huck here, and no, I haven't died or anything. I just have been fighting a cold for the past 2 weeks, and I didn't think you wanted to hear me hack every 20 seconds, so it's good enough that I think I can do a review, which is what I'm doing now. But I got a couple other, there it goes, things in the works that I think should be fun coming up, and I'm hoping that they'll be done by next week. That depends on if I can find the right stuff, but anyway. So, I'm getting around to this long overdue review of my Lamellar armor, and I'm going to throw my Gambeson in here too, because there's not a whole lot to add to it between the two of these. Okay. They are going to be graded separately though, so just be aware of that. Starting with the Lamellar. It's heavy. It's very heavy. There's no way around that. It kind of digs into your shoulders. From what I've found out, that actually is what Lamellar does. It's usually why when you see like Mongolians, they look kind of fat when they're wearing the armor. It's because they have a big pillow, basically, a big stomach cushion, and then they tie the belt onto it, kind of like how I have it, and it holds the whole thing up because it's projecting out more. Okay, I can live with that. It's just how the armor wears. Again, it's like I said, it's very heavy. Digs into your shoulders and whatnot. It's, again, armor, how the armor is. I can get into it by myself, which is nice. Once my buddy's got me size, I could lay on the ground and take it on and off by simply undoing one strap and then undoing a shoulder strap and then flipping the whole thing over. That was nice. I will be honest, it's definitely a perk. Now we're getting to my complaints. The strings are shit. There's no two ways around this. I'm going to illustrate this perfectly here. Look at that. Now I only noticed this when I got this down here to put it on. Or not put it on, to show it off. Okay? Because this broke at Gen Con. This broke at Gen Con, I should say. Now, I don't have to zoom in for this one because this is plainly obvious. If you'll look, you will notice that there is a string of new cord across this entire back piece. It does not extend down to here. The reason for that is because I was not going to restring my entire suit of freaking armor. Because you know how much of a pain in the rear end that is when it breaks like that? Because it broke straight across the top. Meaning, the Lamellar would have to then run all the way, I'd have to take the string and run literally all the way down this to the slats on either side too. So I'd be doing this all the way down. I'd be literally reassembling this armor from the ground up. So I said, screw it. Most of it's fine. It just apparently can't take it at load points. And I thought, it's a fluke, right? You know, it's a random piece of armor. It happens. Whatever. So I just took my stretched paracord, thought maybe it's an edge on the inside of the circle, or inside of the hole for the armor in the metal. Or not armor. The hole in the scale for the string to go through to connect it. That's what I initially thought, until I saw this. And now I'm just going, Armstreet, you have terrible string. Now, I brought this up to Armstreet, and I said, I've worn this for all of 3 hours, and it just snapped straight across during the costume parade. So I had this holding on by 2 strings on my left shoulder. Now, I'm not sure how many of you wear armor, but I had my entire back piece of armor suspended on my left shoulder by 2 strings and a shoulder strap. So it was this. All of that. This entire thing, all, God, 30 pounds of it? I don't actually know how much it weighs, but it's not relevant. Other than, it's a ton of weight being suspended on one pressure point in my entire body. That is extremely painful. And I didn't even know it was breaking. I just thought, like, oh God, I did not do proper armor training. So I was wearing this, and we were walking, and I'm like, oh my God, why does this hurt so much? People are like, you okay? And I'm like, I don't know, this just feels weird. The guy behind me, very nice NCR Ranger, by the way, pointed out to me that my armor was breaking. And I went, oh shit. Can you watch it and make sure it doesn't fall off? And he goes, yeah. So I'm sitting there trying not to move as I'm walking with my spear, using that to walk forward. We get in there, I drop on the ground, and I just take the whole thing off. I was pissed. Because I thought it was only a couple strings, maybe 1 or 2, whatever. Nope, the whole thing except for 2. And one of them was barely hanging on. So I was in a foul mood, because then I had to take off my armor, get it into a bundle, and then carry it to my car 2 blocks away. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I don't know if any of you have been to the Indiana Convention Center. I was parked in the Lucas Oil Stadium, so it wasn't really 2 blocks, it was more like 4. And I'm carrying 50, 60 pounds of steel like this, because there's no other way to carry it. This is not an ideal way to carry that. And it's heavy and it's exhausting, so I'm just in a bad mood. Now, I wore this the whole weekend, and this was generally fun. I'll get into this in a second, because I'm not done ripping this frickin' armor apart. So, I was initially willing to forgive this. Okay, I'm like, it's a fluke. It happens. I call up, or I send Armstreet an email, that this thing is frickin', I'm literally waving it around in a picture. And they send me a bag of the lacing to fix it. Not, hey, we'll take it back and we'll restring the whole thing for you with brand new string. No, they just send me a bag of string. That's why it's attached with paracord. Now, that pissed me off, and I was going to say that I can't really recommend this because that's kind of crappy, and if that's how this is going to work, that's not good. Or I was at least going to say be cautious. Except now, this thing's falling apart. This other one's got fraying threads on it. And my other plate on it's the one I'm using for my breastplate, has one of the strings in the actual middle here. Can't actually see it, but actually I'll just show you. Right there. That is just in the middle of my that's on the upper end of my plate. This is fine. That is falling apart. Which means that if that goes, I'm going to have to... this is not the worst thing that could happen. But if there's enough left here, I can knock that off and then tie the back two together with paracord again. However, I would like to point out that I have worn this armor for a grand total of 5 hours, and that's being generous. I wore it for half an hour, maybe an hour, after my buddies got it sized on for me with the belts and whatnot, and then I just didn't, and then I just wore it around for a bit to get used to it. And then I wore it for 3 hours at Gen Con. I took it off at one point about 2 hours afterwards because it was starting to hurt, even after sitting, so I took it off for a while, put it on a pile, and just let it sit there. And here's the thing, even if I am being a little rough with it, and, I'm setting it on top of each other, kind of folding it up, but it was literally this, with like flat on the ground. This was partially wrapped over it like this, which is putting most of the stress on the strap, by the way, the leather strap. And then I put the other one on top of it. Even if I am bending it a little weird, are you freaking kidding me? We're talking like 5 hours of like no real stress. We're talking me putting it on like this and then getting up. That's it? That's what this takes? What the hell? Especially when you pay, what was it, I pay $800 for it? Pay $800 for this shit. And that's happening. So I may as well just sit down one day and restring the entire current paracord. Excuse me for swearing, but this is really frustrating because it's frickin' string. I'm trying to think of a word, because I can't word right now. But it's lacing, for God's sake. Lacing! You couldn't just get paracord? You couldn't get a nice jute fiber or something? Like, you couldn't get leather, for God's sake, for the expense I'm using here. Why is it not like rawhide going all through this? Or something, because I can guarantee you this shit should not be this fragile. This is ridiculous. I'm actually pissed about this, because I was upset before, and then I see the other parts of this starting to go, and now I'm just angry. I shouldn't really be doing a review while I'm angry, but I don't think you're going to be any happier watching me describe this, because that's just ridiculous. There's no reason. And the other parts that haven't had problems is this. My fall, or I'm going to call them a fault. Because they haven't done anything. They just hang there. There's no real pressure on any of them. So apparently, in various parts of this, the pressure starts rubbing away at the frickin' thread. And I'm like, what did you do? Did you not... Are the plate holes not properly ground down? Are they still edged? So they're slowly sawing through the whole thing? Or is your lacing just shit? I don't know. I don't know the answer to this. I'm I'm stuck with it because it's been way too long for me to return it, but I'm apparently just going to, as I wear it and start popping holes in the sucker, I'm just going to be grabbing bits of paracord and just sticking the sucker back together again. So this thing, eventually, like, I'm just assuming years down the road, this thing is going to literally just not be one like, there won't be a solid string from here all the way down to the bottom. It's going to be these little tie parts that are just tied tight together, and it's just going to be weird as hell. Which, frankly, I don't give a crap about, because that means if any one of them breaks, it's easier to fix. Now, something I am more happy about, but still a little upset about, is my Gambeson here. Now, I have worn this, as you've seen, in a great many videos. So this has got way more hours of wear, and I also wore it at Gen Con, so I'm saying about 15 hours of wear-ish. I mean, we're ballparking here, so I'm going to say about 15, 16 hours. Now, you may have noticed that this is not sitting right now. Watch. See? This came off. This fell off. I actually re-sewed it on already, because it was, if you noticed in my last video, I was standing like this. I was holding it off, because it bopped off in the middle of the video, so I just cut that part out and was holding it on like that. Now, you can see how I'm wearing this. My belt is sitting right here on another one, so I will actually just take this off so you can see my point. Because that makes this so much easier. Now, look at this. As you can see here, I'm just going to pull this up a little bit so you can get a better look. This is really loose. These up here are not. These are actually very securely attached. This one down here is not. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Hawk's going to rip this one apart. I'm actually not. I'm not going to rip this apart solely for two reasons. One, I am significantly more willing to forgive, you know, bad thread or something like that in this than this. Because this isn't that big of a deal, okay? It's the string started fraying because, you know, you thought, I mean, it looks securely attached. That's the thing that I'm looking at here. It looks like it should be quite firm. They all look generally fine. And then, you know, just it starts moving. Also, I'm willing to concede the point that the way I wear this, because as you saw, my belt sits right on this, and then these two move a lot, because, you know, that's where my gut is. So it fits a little tight here, so what happens is as I move with my Gambeson on, it's being stressed a little more. So I'm slowly kind of working it loose, which is probably my mistake when I reattached this, because I sewed this on, it broke off, like, right before I did this video. So I'm probably going to tie this on, or sew it back on a little looser, so it's got a little more give. And then it can kind of move a little bit. I might actually just say screw it and get some fishing line. You know, get like 20-pound test or something and then just loop it in there and call it a day. But again, I'm way more willing to forgive this because this is easy to fix. This is just like this takes me 5 minutes. This, no! This is like 6 hours of me dicking around. And I'm not even sure that would fix it, because if it's, you know, not ground whole, I'd have to sit there and regrind stainless steel, which I can't do because I don't have a grinder for that. Also, I wouldn't want to, because medicine with stainless steel is weird. But, again, this I'm willing to forgive. Because, again, this one might be just me. This one I can barely look at and go, yeah, I can see that one being me. Getting up off the ground and moving around, and my belt slipping under this and pushing up on it weird or pushing down on it weird. You know, I'm okay with this just being wear and then having, you know, gotten a lousy bit of thread or something. Because the rest of these are fine. Like, and that's the funny thing. The ones on this side, right here, on the right side are fine. The ones on the left side are the ones that are getting dumb. So I'm just wondering if that's, you know, me moving it around weird when I'm putting it on or something. So this gets like a C+. Because this is a little dumb. This is kind of stupid, but it is nice, it is comfortable, and I am okay with this. This fails. This gets a flat fail. I was going to be nice and go, okay, you get like a D+. Because, you know, there it is. Because they gave me a discount on the next thing I buy from Armstreet. I might just buy a helmet and call it a frickin' day. Just, or nothing at all. I don't even care anymore. But this, I'm sorry. No recommendation for me. Do not buy this. Because now, I am willing to concede this point. I think I was on Shad's Discord where someone was talking about Armstreet. I was like, oh, I might line more, and it was okay. And someone said, yeah, Armstreet on general is kind of crappy. I don't know what's with that, because I hear some people say it's great, and other people are like, oh, it's crap. So, I'm not sure. Maybe this is a fluke. I hope this is a fluke. I honest to God hope this is a fluke. Because because the armor is nice. Like, it looks nice. Once you're in it and kind of walking around, once you kind of get used to it, it's not too bad. But fix your damn threading. That shouldn't be an issue I have. And it shouldn't be, like, if it was just one area, I can forgive it as like a fluke. But when it's on almost every part of the armor, your quality control's got an issue here. So this is a fail. This is a flat, straight up fail. The Gambeson gets a pass. Just be cautious on the on your little buttons here, because you know, if you're a big guy like myself, you might pop them off by just stressing them. But again, this is easy to fix. You can just go buy thread and fix that. That is annoying. So there we are. Hope I didn't sound too angry or too incoherent about this review. And it's not so much a review as more of me bitching about my armor, but oh well. So until next time, remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. Peace out, everybody.